A frenemy is that oddly confusing person who floats somewhere between supportive brunch buddy and villain in a sitcom. They act friendly enough. They show up, they smile, they might even help you move a couch. But underneath the surface, there's a streak of rivalry, envy, or subtle sabotage. The term blends friend and enemy, which makes perfect sense because dealing with one feels like emotional whiplash. One minute they're cheering you on, the next they're quietly hoping you trip. Many adults run into frenemies. At work, in social circles, in family gatherings, or sometimes even in long-term friendships that slowly shifted into weird territory. What makes frenemies especially tricky is their dual nature. They offer warmth, then coldness, support, then a sneaky jab, a compliment, followed by, "I mean that in a good way." Understanding this dynamic helps you protect your peace, your confidence, and your energy, all precious resources that frenemies love treating like a buffet. Why do frenemies exist? The psychology part. Explained simply, frenemies aren't born out of thin air. They're usually shaped by personality traits, past experiences, and emotional blind spots. Here's what's happening under the hood. 1. Insecurity and low self-esteem. Many frenemies carry a quiet sense of not enough inside. When you succeed, maybe you got a promotion, started taking better care of yourself, or just seem happily stable, it can remind them of the things they lack or fear they'll never have. Instead of processing those feelings, they go for the quick emotional fix. A subtle insult here, a dismissive comment there. It's like emotional junk food, instantly gratifying, terrible long-term. 2. Competition. Some people view life as a never-ending game where someone must win and someone must lose. It's not personal, it's just their worldview. They grew up believing affection, attention, or success were scarce, so they learned to compare, compete, and chase validation. When you do well, they panic because to them your success feels like their failure. So instead of cheering for you, they quietly, or not so quietly, root against you. 3. Jealousy and envy. Jealousy says, "I want what you have." Envy says, "I want what you have, and I want you not to have it." Frenemies specialize in the second one. Whether it's your confidence, your relationships, your style, or your achievements, they often want the thing and the satisfaction of seeing you lose it. It's not rational, but envy rarely is. 4. Narcissistic or dark triad traits. Some frenemies lean toward narcissism, self-centeredness, Machiavellianism, manipulation, or low empathy. They keep people close because those people serve a function: compliments, entertainment, favors, or social status. Your feelings matter less to them than what you can offer. They'll charm you when it benefits them and distance themselves the moment it doesn't. 5. Learned behavior. If someone grew up in an environment where passive-aggressive remarks, fake kindness, and two-faced behavior were normal, they may genuinely believe this is how relationships work. They're replaying patterns they saw modeled at home, mistaking manipulation for connection. Together, these factors create the perfect recipe for a frenemy. Someone who doesn't know how to be fully supportive, but also doesn't want to lose the perks of being close to you. How to spot a frenemy. Clear red flags. Frenemies rarely walk up and announce, "Hello, I'm here to drain your energy and occasionally ruin your day." Instead, they reveal themselves through repeated patterns. Individually, these signs might seem small, but together they paint a pretty clear picture. 1. Backhanded compliments. They say things that sound sweet but sting the moment they land. Cute outfit. I wish I were brave enough to wear something like that. Translation. I'm subtly judging you, but with style. 2. They're a little too content when you struggle. A true friend hates seeing you in pain. A frenemy looks a little too comfortable. Your bad day gives them an emotional boost, one they might disguise with a gentle pat on the back and a suspiciously cheerful tone. 3. Copying you and taking credit. Imitation may be flattery, but imitation followed by denial is just annoying. When they copy your ideas, fashion, interests, or choices, and then act like they invented the concept of a fringe haircut itself, you're dealing with ego inflation at its finest. 4. Gossip as a bonding tool. If someone constantly shares other people's secrets, eventually you realize your life is probably featured in their storytelling too. Frenemies bond through drama because real emotional closeness feels too vulnerable. 5. Habitual one-upping. Share an accomplishment, and they immediately present a bigger, shinier one, even if they have to stretch the truth like a piece of emotional putty. 6. Hot and cold behavior. One week, they're all affection and emojis. The next, they treat you like your message arrived via snail mail from 1994. 7. They downplay your wins. Instead of celebrating your success, they poke holes in it. You're engaged? Are you sure you're ready? It's like they're allergic to your happiness. 8. Public teasing, disguised as humor. They roast you in front of others and hide behind, "I was only joking." But strangely, you never feel like laughing. 9. One-sided energy. You show up for them, They don't show up for you. You haul buckets of emotional support. They contribute a thimble. 10. You just feel drained. Your body often knows before your brain does. After spending time with them, you feel smaller, tense, or oddly defeated, even if nothing happened. Different types of frenemies. You'll recognize them immediately. Not all frenemies wreak havoc in the same style. Some are loud, some are subtle, and some are so charming you don't realize what's happening until months later. The fake cheerleader. Overly excited about your success in a way that feels off. Their smile doesn't reach their eyes. The saboteur. Gives advice that would barely work for a cartoon character. Don't prep for the interview. Be spontaneous. The scorekeeper keeps a mental spreadsheet of every good deed they've ever done for you and brings it up whenever they need leverage. The victim player. No matter what you're going through, their situation is somehow worse, and they're offended if you don't acknowledge it. The social climber. A friend when you're useful, a ghost when you're not. The underminer. Expert in planting seeds of doubt. You say you're happy. They say, "Are you really though?" Each type plays a different role in the frenemy ecosystem, but they all drain your energy in similar ways. What frenemies do to your brain and body? Your brain thrives on predictable relationships. When someone flips unpredictably between warmth and hostility, your nervous system gets stuck in, "Is this person safe or not?" mode. That tension keeps stress hormones high, which is why frenemies can actually be more draining than people who openly dislike you. Long-term exposure can cause overthinking and self-doubt, emotional exhaustion, lower confidence, anxiety before seeing them, difficulty trusting genuinely good friends later. A well-known 2014 study found that ambivalent relationships, the hot and cold kind, spiked blood pressure more than dealing with people who were consistently hostile. Your nervous system loves clarity. Frenemies are emotional fog machines. How to protect yourself. Practical steps. Here's how to keep your peace without needing a 7-step escape plan worthy of a spy movie. 1. Trust your gut. If someone regularly leaves you feeling deflated, listen to that inner warning siren. Your instincts are rarely wrong with repeat patterns. 2. Stop oversharing. Frenemies love collecting personal details like they're building a museum exhibit. Offer them fewer artifacts. 3. Gray rock method. Be bland. Be boring. Offer nothing emotional they can latch onto. Eventually, they drift away in search of shinier targets. 4. Set boundaries. You don't need drama or confrontations. Simple statements work. "I'd rather not joke about that. I'm not discussing that topic today." 5. Limit contact. The slow fade is your friend. Be busy more often. Respond later. Keep interactions short and neutral. 6. Don't try to fix them. They are not a DIY project, and your emotional toolkit is better used elsewhere. 7. Strengthen your real connections. People who genuinely care about you create a protective buffer. When your support system gets stronger, frenemies tend to lose their influence and interest. When is it okay to keep a frenemy around? Ideally, you wouldn't. But sometimes life hands you tricky situations. A coworker who sits 3 feet away, a sibling who shows up at every holiday, a roommate who pays half the rent. In those cases, keep things surface level. Stay professional, not personal. Don't compete. It fuels their worst traits. Keep receipts, literal or mental, if they've sabotaged you at work. And if possible, make a plan to eventually create distance. Final thought. Real friends want you to glow, thrive, win, laugh, and grow. Frenemies want you to stay slightly smaller, just enough to make them feel taller. Life changes dramatically when you stop entertaining relationships that dim you. You deserve people who clap when you rise, not people who secretly enjoy watching you wobble. Choose those who celebrate your joy, not those who treat it like a threat.